Look at this sphere being crushed. It visually captures the intense, invisible psychological pressure modern life places on us. We carry crushing stress about the future, driven by a social expectation that if we just optimize everything perfectly, we can eliminate hardship entirely. Islam approaches this pressure entirely differently. Hardship is not seen as a failure of your personal productivity. Instead, the Quran describes trials as a core feature of the human experience. This doesn't mean believers are simply expected to grit their teeth and bear it. The Islamic tradition provides a highly structured, multi-dimensional framework designed to actively process and navigate these mental burdens. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Sir Atta Ul-Hassan, and welcome to Easy Islamic Overviews. Today, we are going to walk through these specific strategies through three lenses. First, the spiritual, second, the psychological, and third, the practical. By the end of our time together, you'll see that true mental peace is found by mastering a comprehensive way to navigate reality rather than trying to escape it. The first pillar is the spiritual anchor. At the very center of this is the concept of tawakkul, which is the active practice of trusting in God. This diagram illustrates how tawakkul functions as a psychological strategy. Notice how the human effort node is isolated. By putting in maximum effort, but consciously assigning the responsibility for the final outcome to Allah, you break the anxiety feedback loop. This mindset targets the weight of the uncontrollable. Now, look at these interval nodes being added to the chart. These represent salah, daily prayer, and dua, personal supplication. Stepping away from the world 5 times a day creates scheduled release valves that prevent daily stress from building up into a crisis. Watching this volatile frequency wave smooth out illustrates the effect of consistent dhikr, the remembrance of God, and the recitation of the Quran. Over time, these practices stabilize the heart's natural emotional fluctuations into a steady, calm baseline rhythm. These rituals function as active emotional transfer mechanisms, designed to actively shift the heavy internal weight of worldly anxiety off human shoulders and back toward the Creator. The second pillar, psychological reframing, centers on 2 paired actions, sabr, meaning patience, and shukr, gratitude. This cognitive map shows how shukr can rewire the mind's focus. On the left, neural pathways fire in an isolated zone, focused purely on what is missing. On the right, practicing gratitude forces the human brain to pivot its attention, broadly illuminating the areas associated with the abundance you already possess. To maintain this mindset during severe trials, Islam introduces husn-e-zan. This is the practice of holding a profoundly good opinion of Allah, and it serves as a powerful defense against pessimism. When a crisis hits, defaulting to husn-e-zan prevents the mind from spiraling into despair. It generates actionable, resilient hope because the believer assumes there is a purposeful wisdom behind the hardship. This pillar demonstrates that lasting mental peace requires you to actively curate your internal narrative. By practicing patience and positive assumption, you change how your mind perceives threats and deprivations. But internal mindsets alone are incomplete. The third pillar, the outward reality, connects our inner thoughts to the Islamic requirement for external physical action. Engaging in altruism, whether by giving charity or physically helping others, builds a tangible sense of community purpose. Stepping outside of yourself to solve someone else's problem can directly neutralize the feeling of being trapped in your own anxiety. There is also a clear biological mandate. Islam treats adequate sleep, a balanced diet, and physical exercise as explicit religious duties owed to the body. Because the body is a trust from God, physical moderation is a requirement. Neglecting your health or consciously engaging in self-destructive habits is explicitly seen as a violation of that sacred trust. True spiritual resilience is difficult to maintain if the physical vessel is neglected. Caring for your biology completes the holistic ecosystem for mental health. Islam guarantees that the storms of life will come, but this 3-pillar framework provides the believer with the equipment needed to face them. Peace is engineered through spiritual surrender, deliberate cognitive reframing, and disciplined physical habits. Think of the people in your immediate network. Right now, there are colleagues, friends, and family members who are likely battling their own hidden, crushing stress. You can be a source of support for them today. Please share this video with someone who might need to hear it, and subscribe to Easy Islamic Overviews to keep building your foundation. I'm Sir Atala ul Hassan. May Allah grant you mental peace, strong faith, and His boundless mercy. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Ultimately, peace comes from maintaining an anchored response to a world that is, by design, imperfect.